tracking is a concept that I've been in denial about for my entire life because I never wanted to do it. But really, we all say we want to learn and we want to get better at things, but if we really did, we would track it, because when you track your progress, not only do you see yourself moving up and making progress, but you also, you know, if you're not making progress, you can look at the data and see why. And it wasn't super evident to me until recently when I was sending out emails. I was pitching my copywriting services to businesses. So I was emailing them because it only seemed logical. I'm pitching email copywriting for businesses, so why not pitch to them through email, right? And I was kind of dabbling in other things like calling and like Instagram DMs, Facebook DMs, things like that. But I wasn't tracking anything. All I knew is that I had sent a shit ton of emails and gotten like no responses. Like I think I got a few responses out of like 5,000 emails or 3,000 or some crazy amount. So, you know, I didn't track, and then I heard somebody say you got to do it, and I was like, okay, fine, I'll start. And when I did, the crazy thing is, if I had paid attention, I would have realized that Instagram DMs were converting, or not converting, but getting a much higher percentage of a response rate than anything else. And it's because I only sent out like 5 Instagram DMs, but I got 1 or 2 responses from those 5. And it wasn't until I was able to look at the data and clearly see the solution and being like, I'm getting 1 out of 5 people email, I'm getting 1 out of 5,000. What am I doing? So essentially, I figured that out. I switched to Instagram and I started tracking every single message I sent. And eventually I'm gonna have a pretty badass cold outreach document, and I'll be able to share that with all of you guys so you can see if, you know, hopefully it's helpful if you ever have to do cold outreach. But that really taught me the importance of it. And so I started doing that with workouts as well, because, you know, when you first start lifting, which for me, I had kind of lifted on and off, you know, throughout my life, but never super seriously and correctly, where like progressive overload and all that. And so I was moving up in the weight fast. So I didn't feel a need to track it because I could tell I was going up in weight pretty much every week. And it wasn't until it stopped where I started getting confused and kind of discouraged, because I was like, why am I not moving up weight? And so I decided, I started with just bench, like chest, and tracking every single workout that I did chest. I would put the date, I put the amount of reps and the amount of weight I put on the bar, and lo and behold, it started moving again, and I was able to hit a crazy max, for me at least, for myself, because I was paying attention and I was able to look at the data and be like, okay, based on this, I can use this calculator online, figure out what my max should be. And I thought my max was gonna be like 25 pounds under what it actually ended up being. And it ended up being pretty good for me. And so it's just those little things where I realize actually paying attention to it and tracking it is super important. And I see a lot of these really successful guys mention this. And I've seen people talk about like tracking, spending time with their family and stuff, which I think is crazy and hilarious. But the concept does make sense, where it's like, you can make sure you're spending enough time with them if you write it down, I guess. Still, like I said, seems crazy, but you know, who knows? Maybe they are right, and maybe I will end up implementing that. I have no idea. But anyway, so if you're ever frustrated about not making progress, or you want to make sure that you make progress, track it, and I promise you will see. And if you're not seeing results, you will figure out why really quickly. So it's worth doing. Do it, and let me know how it goes.